Hello. Now, today I'm going to look at buying nice things for Christmas from independent makers and creators. I have a pathological loathing for anything to do with Black Friday and massive discounts. Good people making good quality products don't need to do massive discounts because they charge a reasonable price all year round, a price which helps them earn their living and makes it possible for them to carry on producing that very high-end product. So, who will I be buying from this Christmas? Well, let's start with my hat. This is from a company called Twool, Twool, and they make lots of lovely things out of wool. I think they started off making string, but they make more than string now, and I absolutely love this cap. It is warm, it is cozy, it shades the bright winter sun out of my eyes, and for somebody who works in a studio in a hat a lot, it's just what I need. And with it, I will be wearing these lovely mittens made from recycled cashmere sweaters, and they are made by Sarah's Gloves, and I specially said to her, could I have bright pink and bright orange, and she made them for me, and they're very reasonably priced. You can find her on Instagram, Sarah's Gloves, all recycled cashmere, very, very high end. Now, while we're still on clothes, this is made by my friend Sarah OKeefe, who lives up the road here in Somersetshire, and she makes small quantities of very high-end, beautiful, sensible clothes. So they're attractive and they're practical for grown-up ladies like me who haven't got time for fast fashion, want something very good quality that's going to last forever, that I can fling on over my work clothes and go out to lunch or see a friend, and it tidies me up no end. This actually is sort of knee length. Look, have you seen? Look, it's got silver bias binding and enormous deep pockets. And she has them made to order, so there isn't a pile of stock sitting around. She's never going to try and flog them off cheap. You order one and a seamstress nearby makes it for you. How's that? That's, I mean, you know, quality. Now, enough clothes. Let's move on to more leisure activities. This is my current book. It's called Miss Dior, and it's by Justine Pickard. And I can't put it down. And I know that I am an ex-fashion type, but, and I picked this up because I thought it would be interesting because I do have an interest in fashion. However, I have discovered that this minutely researched work is absolutely fascinating about the history of France, about the history of the Second World War, about the history of the French Resistance. Miss Dior, Christian Dior's sister, had an extraordinary life. Not at all, when one thinks of the house of Dior, the fashion house of Dior, and its beautiful pale grey and pale pink, and you know, it's just very stylish and classic. His sister had the most extraordinary life. And so I'm highly recommending that. I still have a quarter of it to go. And I will admit I've been going to bed early to read it because it's pretty much unputdownable. I feel as though it's a great big history lesson given me in a very, very, very readable way. And the minute research, absolutely fascinating. So I highly recommend that as a Christmas book. Moving on, while I read my book, let's have a cup of tea. I'm always recommending these lovely Rachel Peddersmith design mugs because they are bone china, and I like to drink out of bone china because then I don't feel as though my lips have been injected at the dentist's. And, excuse me, they are also big enough to get more than a sip of tea in. And I don't know about you, but I like to drink plenty. You know, if I'm in the garden, I want to take a big cup of tea with me, otherwise I have to come back and get more. So I love these Rachel Peddersmith mugs. They come in lots of different colours and designs, all botanical. I think they're beautiful. Anyway, moving on. Here we have the very lovely, yes, you can buy Sassys Essences on Sarah O'Keefe's website. Oh yes, we're all very in together. But Sassys Essences, there, can you see? I've been talking too much while I'm coughing. Saskia is another neighbour of mine up the road in the village, and she makes flower essences. And you can go on her website and find an essence to support whatever mood needs supporting. So, for example, if you're going to a meeting and you need to feel fabulous and strong and determined, then there's an essence for that. Or if you're going to a party and you're a bit nervous and you want to feel like feel confident when you go to the party, there's an essence for that. If you need to concentrate and get a job done, there's an essence for that. It's really clever. I have my essences made for me every month. Saskia and I have a little chat, and she makes me a bespoke essence every month, and I take them in a prevention is better than the cure way for my mental health. Keep me grounded, because I'm always pushing myself a little bit. I don't just stay still doing the same job forever and ever. I constantly push Common Farm Flowers into something new and different. This YouTube, for example, and thank you very much. I've hit 4,000 followers. I really, guys, thank you very much for that. That's really fantastic. Anyway, back to the matter in hand. This is alpaca poo fertilizer made by my friend Lou Archer, and she has a website called The Archers at the Larches, and she has a herd of alpaca. And alpaca, did you know they all poo in the same corner? They have a sort of lavatory corner. So she goes and she picks up the alpaca poo, she dries it, and then you can buy it in a packet like this. And it's very, very good quality fertilizer. So I use it to top dress my pots, maybe scatter on a bed. You can make alpaca poo tea with it to feed your plants. She also does an alpaca poo tea in a little bottle. And she does lovely things made of, alpaca duvets, alpaca insoles for your boots, all sorts of lovely things. So go and have a look at her website, because I recommend lots and lots of... Fabrizio, I'm just filming, just so you know. That's Fabrizio out there. He has been making me new handles for my tools. I have to say, this is a particularly lovely new handle. It's ash. And this is an old Illuminations tool that I've had for a long time. Illuminations have their own website, Copper Tools. Apparently, copper puts off slugs. I don't know whether that's true or not. But what I like about this tool, it's a very useful tool, as you can imagine. Anyway, kind fellow made me a new handle today. Go and have a look at the Illuminations website tools, because they are really very lovely and would make a great present for somebody. Tools for outside, more Newbery snips. I'm always recommending these. I would have appalling RSI, which is repetitive strain injury, for those of you who don't know what RSI is, if I didn't use these. And you can buy them on Newbery Jake's website. They're Japanese. Newbery is a Japanese make of incredible garden tools and snips, and I really love them. I always have about 3 pairs of these on the go. And if you sent a metal detector wrist out into my garden, they would probably find another 3 pairs, because I'm always losing them despite their lovely bright yellow handles. So these are Newbery snips. Staying in the garden, Higgledy Garden seeds. These are the freshest seeds this side of Alpha Centurion, or whatever it is that people say. And what people are doing this year is they're buying Higgledy Garden has a bundle of annual seeds on his website, which you can order as a special price. And people are then putting them as place names on their Christmas tables. Or if you're making your own crackers, you could take a packet of seeds and put them in a cracker. Wouldn't that be a lovely idea? Such a good idea. I always recommend Higgledy seeds, because they are fresh as fresh can be. Another lovely thing for the kitchen and or your dining table. This is Richard Pomeroy hand-built porcelain china. And this is a little cream jug. Isn't that sweet? They come in all kinds of colours. He makes them by hand in fashionable Bruton up the road. And aren't they beautiful? I love that dip. It's very, very beautiful. I have also, this is one of his shot glasses. Obviously it's not glass, but I like to drink whiskey out of it. But it would make a very pretty bud vase, wouldn't it? You could have 6 of them down the table, be really, really pretty. One more thing. Here is my friend Katie James Artist. You can find her on Instagram. And when I'm with her, this was on holiday in Scotland in the summer, and I bought this picture of her as she was painting it. She paints all sorts of delicious things, so do have a look at her Instagram account and you might find something there that you can't resist. She also takes commissions to paint dog portraits, which she hasn't painted tea cake yet. One day, if I'm lucky. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The 4,000 of you who already have, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And you can press the bell icon and we'll tell you when we've got new clips coming out. This isn't really a buy me a coffee session, but do remember, please, that there are plenty of things you can buy on my website. For example, my books. And you can buy places for workshops and demos next year. There we have vouchers, and I don't have this on my website, but this is my novel, All Desires Known. You can get that on the old Amazon. Thank you very much for joining, and I'll see you soon. Have a lovely day, everybody.